This is Band in a Box, the first ever digital audio workstation that I used. This is the DOS version from, I don't even know what year, maybe the 90s. I was in high school, early high school, maybe ninth grade, eighth grade, who knows. And this is a program that I acquired, almost definitely legally, you can be sure of that, that was the first introduction to creating music using chords and creating a backing track on a computer. Now, as you can hear there, the sounds back then were kind of pre-MIDI and definitely not the sort of real instrumental sounds we'd get in something like GarageBand or Logic Pro. But guess what? Guess what I found out this week? I knew for a while that Band in a Box was still around as a PC and a Mac piece of software. And look, there's plenty of digital audio workstations on Mac and PC, as there are on iPad and iPhone. But I also found that this is now available on iOS. Yes, there's an iOS version of Band in a Box. So in this video, we'll be taking a first look at it. Let's jump on over here to the App Store, where here's one I prepared earlier. If we type in Band in a Box and hit enter, there it is. So Band in a Box, let's open it up here. You can see here, Band in a Box for iOS, the program that now works as a standalone version of Band in a Box. So I'm assuming there was a companion version or something, but now you can actually use the power of this, and there's things called Real Tracks and Real Style. You can use MIDI. I have really learnt nothing about this. The last time I used Band in a Box was legitimately in probably 1992 or 93 in DOS. And back then, I didn't know a whole lot about music, and I definitely wasn't running a YouTube channel. You know why? Because YouTube wouldn't exist for another couple of decades. So let's dive in and check this out, because I, again, know virtually nothing. I've watched one video, and this was thanks to a viewer of mine by the name of Mike, who put me onto this. So thank you, Mike. We're going to explore this together here today for the first time. So let's hit the Get button. Now, it appears to be free or free adjacent. Let's double tap. It'll look at my face and it will install that. Now, the actual version is a paid app. And what I thought I read in here somewhere was that this is free for a limited time. We'll find out as we go in here. I don't even see anywhere where it says you need to have like it's got what is it, in-app payments or purchases. So we're going to all find out here together. As always, there's 5-star reviews, there's 1-star reviews. Yeah, does anyone else ignore 1-star and 5-star reviews, or is that just me? I just tend to find that the truth sits in the 3 and the 4 stars and the 2-star reviews. They're usually people that are not complete fan people and not just bashing things for the sake of bashing things. So it does look like it's a fairly large, chonky kind of app here. We'll see exactly how big afterwards, but I'm not going to make you wait here while I wait to download it, so I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Okay, it's downloaded. I don't know what was with that timer. It went 3, 2, 1. It was only 60% done. And then it went, oh, installing. We're good to go. Anyway, let's open this up and get our first taste of Band in a Box goodness. Now, goodness me, we don't have a whole lot in the way here of walking us through tutorial style. So we're going to have to guess and see. But let's guess and see. We've got some play controls down the bottom here. We've got notation, I'm assuming we can switch to a fretboard and a keyboard. So that looks like it's our transport and our different views down here. We've got bass, piano, and drums, as well as guitar and strings across here. Melody, and whatever that says, soul. So melody is the acoustic grand piano there. We've got our volume settings here, and we've got our edit button here. So form 1 to 32, we've got key of C and tempo of 120. We've got a help function up the top here and some information. So let's hit the help button first, shall we? And it's going to open a web browser. Okay, about Band in a Box. So it looks like, okay, we've got a bunch of sample videos here, and we've got a bit of an idea of what the interface looks like. I don't need to chat right now, chatbot, and fine, I'll use the cookies. So you can use this. What I did read and what I did see in the initial videos is you can use this in both landscape and portrait mode. So what we'll do is, while I'm going through this, I'll download it on the iPhone here as well, and just see what it looks like. And again, you can play along at home. By the way, if you think, if you're like, huh, Pete is going to give us a tutorial about how to use this, that's not what this is going to be. If you want that, after we've checked it out here in this video, please let me know. Please drop a comment and say, hey, Johns, I'd love for you to actually learn how to use this and then teach me. But we're learning together here. So what have we got? Menu, new, open, save, export. You've got your song title. You've got your song form. Tap to set bar and end bar. Cool. You've got song info, song title, light, dark mode toggle. Right. You've got a short or long style name. Okay, so it must have like backwards compatibility with the underscores and the old DOS versions. So that's pretty cool. No, we don't have any questions. You can pop yourself away for now. We've got a chord sheet, so that's the main kind of area. We've got a part marker. Yeah, see, this is all coming back to me. I'm remembering some of this stuff, which is a bit weird. Track selectors, set the current track to the. Okay, so we can look at the different tracks by using that. We've got play, we've got generate and regenerate the song. Okay, so it'll give you like some randomization perhaps. Does it? Will it AI? We'll find out. We can toggle the on-screen keyboard and fretboard. Chord sheet editor opens the chord entry keyboard where you can enter new chords or edit. Okay, so that's your edit. Right, should we just dive in? Should we just experiment here and have a play? That's the way I like to roll. So let's jump back over here to Band in a Box. And let's start. So jazz swing style is what we've got at the top here. We tap on that one. So we've got local and service. So I guess we can store them locally or we can download them. We've got different styles here. Genre, we got feel, we got tempos. Okay, so you can look at different styles with. Let's go swing, shall we? Or should we just start with the? Should we start with the default jazz genre? Jazz genre. We'll leave that on as jazz swing style to get us swinging here. Now playing at the moment, I'm assuming does nothing because there's nothing. There's no chords in there. Let's add some chords, shall we? Let's see how chord entry works. Do we select a thing here and then tap a chord? Oh, we'll put a G, D, and then we'll put a C, and then we'll put a E minor. How do we do minor? E minor. Where's the little M? E minor. And then back to G, and then this is pretty intuitive. G, C, and then go to an E minor 7 maybe, and then back to a G. I changed it to G minor 7. E minor 7, tap G. So that was pretty intuitive if that's all we have to do. And then hit close. It looks like this is designed to be used with different interfaces. So it's not fully like iOS touchscreen customized because we're kind of moving around and I'm pointing and clicking, but I'm assuming we can tap. Yeah, you can tap with your finger as well if you don't have a mouse. Should we just play? Let's see what this is actually going to play if we hit the play button. Metronome. I'm singing some jazz. Now we're about to go back to the start. And it just hangs out on that chord. Right, so if there's a chord there, until it hits another chord, it won't change anything. That's pretty cool. We've got our bass, piano, and drums going on there. What if we tap, can we add different things? Guitar? We've got all sorts of things here. We've got instruments. We can preview them, can we? Oh, there's our rock organ. So how do we enable them? I wonder. Because these ones, so drums, one standard. So they're selected. Your drums, your bass, and your piano are selected. Other instruments seem to be grayed out here, and I'm wondering. We've selected a rock organ as our guitar. That's a bit weird. Celesta. Ooh, xylophone, tubular bells, oh, dulcimer. I'm just playing with the sounds now. So is that just a limitation thing we have here? Or do we double tap them maybe? No? Tap and hold? No. Is this an RTFM situation that I should read the manual? So what can we do? Can we turn on and off the drums? There's got to be ways to do that, doesn't there? Let's experiment with some different styles here, shall we? Because this is what I read, is that it used to be fairly basic in terms of the different styles that they had, whereas Yeah, I did read that there's a bunch of different things here, and you got like rock and folk and funk. Let's go with some funk, shall we? And let's so we've oh, it's still jazz swing style. Funk. Oh, we've got to choose a funk style. Right. We'll go with funk 150. Low. Or we can play a demo of it. Okay. Play a demo. Demo this to me. All right. All right, load it up. Okay, the required style is not in your device. It can be downloaded from our server if you agree to the server agreement in the next dialogue. Ooh, okay. I'm going to hit okay. Let's agree. Ooh, hello. Yeah, okay. I will thoroughly go back and read this at a later stage, but let's just say that I agree here. So that's pretty cool. Style downloaded successfully. So yeah, you've obviously you got a bunch of styles, and it doesn't download all of them by default. But now we've got some. Let's change up some of these chords, shall we? So I'm assuming we can just edit here, and because it's funk, let's make it like an A7 and an A7 there, and then go into a D7 and back to an A7, just to give it a little bit of funky style here. Then we'll do A7, D7, and then we'll go to an E7, and then back to an A7. All right, pretty easy to enter these chords. And we're just playing with 8 bars at this point in time because I don't really know what I'm doing. Looks like you got copies, and yeah, again, this is all kind of coming back to me now. Should we play this and see what we get with... Oh, see, this time we got guitar. So it's brought an electric guitar in here. Maybe the instruments are different depending on the style you bring in. And I don't know. I really don't know. But by the way, if you're wondering, what is this really a digital audio workstation? Well, it is, but it's more to create a backing track. So if you were going to create a song and you wanted to use Band in a Box, a lot of people use this to create like the backing track, and then they'll grab their instrument or they'll sing over the top of this and create a song. Now, are the people that say loops isn't really creating and remixes isn't creating and sampling isn't really creating, are they going to come at me and say Band in a Box is not really creating? Maybe. But you know what? It's fun, and I like experimenting with different things and seeing what they do. So let's continue on here. Let's hit play and see what happens here. Oh, we've got this one highlighted. I'm assuming we have to go back up to the top here. Let's try it. Yeah. I say, yeah, gonna get funky. That's kind of cool. This would be a fun thing to play around with, just to have something completely standalone that's not necessarily in your DAW, that you just want to try something different. Now, I wonder if there's a way to just load in like entire chord progressions or songs or things. Let's explore this bit up here, because this is sort of the file menu. And yeah, look, we've got open local songs. We can open things from the Files app. We can save as local songs. We can save to the Files app. We can record a melody in. So we've got a lot of options. We can print it out to PDF. Yeah, that's the other thing that I think folks might enjoy is we'll go to here first, because we could look at it. Where was it? I thought there was so there's fretboard here, notation. So look at this. We can actually look at this. If you're a music person, we can look at this as notation. Now, this is something that GarageBand and Logic Pro for iPad don't even do. And you've got Guitar tab in there to boot. How cool is that? So you've got the guitar tab, and you've got the chords up the top there, and you've got the notation. So you could print this out or save this as a PDF. Let's play this back and see what it looks like when we play it on this view, on the notation view. Okay, that's cool. 3, 4. All right, while we're here, let's do this regeneration thing. So if we hit this button... So generate real tracks on the server. Generate MIDI local. So let's generate MIDI. Let's see if here it goes. It's regenerated it. Is it any different? Maybe. All right, we'll mess around with that. We'll play with real tracks later and learn what that's all about. There are Band in a Box Pros that are screaming at me right now. They're like, Johns, just don't do it this way. don't learn by diving in, but I love learning by diving in. I don't have the patience to read a manual first and dive in later. So what I like to do, and I've done this through Cubasis, through Logic Pro, even back in the GarageBand days, is I like to dive in, find what's sort of logical, and then go back and fill in the gaps and learn. So if you've got tips for me, if you're an expert, feel free to leave your comments. Send me the resources. Send me to channels that maybe cover Band in a Box more. I'd love to learn more. Let's experiment with this opening. So I wonder if I can open. Well, no, because open local songs. I don't have any local songs. I wouldn't imagine. We'll save this one. So where can we save it? So we can save the file here. Is that its file name? I don't know. Let's call it Funky Monkey. There we go. And we'll save that to wherever it's going to save it to. So we can open local songs, open from the Files app. We can export. So I'm assuming there's no open. I guess I could download a whole song and put it in here, but there's nothing in here. There's no like sample songs or anything. What if I go new? Maybe new has some options here. Nope, it just gives me blank. I kind of like the simplicity. It would kind of be cool if there were some demo songs, I don't know, out of the gate. Just some tutorial songs or some demo songs that can sort of show you how everything works. Might be kind of interesting. Let's try some other genre, shall we? So I know that there's a lot of folks around here that do a bit more of the rock styles, and I think there was some country in there, bluegrass, blues. Let's see what it does with heavy rock. Backing tracks with heavy rock, usually one of the harder things to get right. Do we have any sort of metal sounds here or anything? Can we search? Oh yeah, that metal guitar, metal bass. Yeah, okay, let's try this one. Let's try it, and we can play a demo of it like we did before. Just has to load off the server. Oh, that's modern rock. Where's my metal guitar at? I mean, a bit. Why don't we go thrash? Let's try searching. If we've got anything. Did that search? Yeah, here we go. Heavy thrash metal or vocal punk. There's some fun stuff in here. Play a quick demo. All right, let's load it in. Let's load in the style. Style downloaded successfully. So yeah, now that we've said okay to it, it says that it's okay. So what do we need? Well, we're doing metal, so we need to do it in like drop D, don't we? So let's come in here. Can I just type on my keyboard? No. I mean, yeah, look, it's the first version. That's a little annoying that you have to. So let's just go D, 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 and then E, D, 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 E, and then C minor, D, and then back to E for 4 bars. There you go. That'll do it. Let's see what this is getting. And let's try the fretboard view here now. Okay, that's interesting. So it's showing us our fretboard. So it's playing. Okay. Let's just play and see what this does. Ready? Oh, turns it into a real track. Generating song on server. Estimated time 6 seconds. So there's a lot of sort of server local stuff going on here, which means it wouldn't be fabulous for using it away from an internet connection. But hey, here's what it is. I'm not really sure what the fretboard part is actually doing. Can we interpret this in any way? So it's got FCF, but I'm not like that doesn't seem to relate to. Oh, hang on. Is that just the? No, I don't know. I don't know what the fretboard is doing. Keyboard. Is this going to show us the keys being played by anything? Oh, or do we have to select the instrument? Maybe you have to select the instrument here and then show the fretboard for it. No? No, that doesn't do it. The people that are yelling at me. Or is this just a way to... Is this more an entry? Is this to enter details in? No? I don't know. There's going to be some required learning here, but that's not bad. I did like the fact that it turned it into like a real style, which apparently there's like the real tracks and real styles, trademark registered, etc., etc. I still haven't found anything here that it won't let me do. Are we going to hit a point where I try to export or save it or something? Let's check out what the exporting options are here. So export. Folders, demos, file. Oh, so we've got our files there. This one's okay. Okay, so demos. Oh, okay, so this is a folder. Oh, there are demos in here. Okay, there's a bunch of demos. Are there? All right, well, we'll play with them in a moment. So we do have demos, but now how do I actually save this out? How do I actually export to there? Export. Oh, save as. So this is saving the song. So we'll just call this Thrashy and save. Yeah, you can tell that it's come across from different interfaces and it hasn't been fully natively iOS optimized at this point in time. But that's a thing at a place. Let's export. Export. So folders, demos, file. Okay, so maybe we need to... I don't know what I need to push to just export this out. So that's it. Do I just hit? Oh, maybe not. That just is my share sheet thing. Okay, so Thrashy render. Okay, so there's M4A files. It's rendered out as an M4A file. So if I hit the share sheet and share it out, I guess I can just save it to my audio recordings. So let's just save this to Audio Share, which is a place that we save things to. Okay, so let's go to Audio Share and see if it's put it there. Audio Share. You know who I think this is going to be fabulous for? So there it is. There's Thrashy, and it's got this. It's got the intro in there. This is going to be great for people that already use Band in a Box. Am I convinced that it's going to be the greatest thing in the world for people that don't? Maybe not. Like the nostalgia's there. Nostalgia out the wazoo for sure. All right, let's see if we can open, because I didn't realize that we had some local songs here. Because in that folder, demos, here we go. So it wasn't super intuitive, but we do have some demos in here. So let's open this bluesy demo here from February of this year by the looks of it. And we'll we'll take our fretboard off. So, oh, look at this. It's using very similar chords to what I use. Let's hit play and take a listen to this one. Okay. Now, what was that? There was an option here to generate real tracks. So let's see if we can generate the real tracks. So it's going to the server to generate real tracks. And is that going to change these from like MIDI instruments to using like virtual instruments? It's an interesting concept that it sends it to the server to do that. So unlike, I guess, something like Logic Pro that brings and saves all of the virtual instruments onto your device, it's going to the server, which is obviously going to mean that this is going to work on a lot more iOS devices and, yeah, use a lot less overhead. Oh, here we go. The drums and the piano sound a lot better. Ironically, the bass sounds just awful. Let's come in here to the bass. Can we choose? Can we do any sort of selection of instruments? So here it is, acoustic bass. That sounded awful. This acoustic bass. Oh, we can't preview it. Oh, no, I've turned it down. Oh, wait, that sounds good. Why did it sound terrible on the song? Oh, that's a do. That'll do. That'll do. Play it again. See why the bass is sounding so bad. Maybe that's not the bass. So there must be a way to turn on and off these different instruments. But when I'm tapping them, they don't seem to have any function. Unless instead of choosing, maybe you don't choose an instrument here. Can you just choose nothing? No. No, you can't. You can't choose nothing, see? All right, but there's some demo songs in there. Let's check out another demo song, shall we? We'll open our local songs because they are saved here locally in this demos folder. What else will we listen to? Jethro, Catalina, Celebrate, Chopin. Should we try some Chopin? See if there's some. Oh, look at these chords. Something a bit more classically, maybe. Let's take a listen. That's kind of cool. You know what this would be great for? Is for folks learning an instrument. Let's say you were learning the violin and you wanted to play like a violin concerto. You could just grab the chords and throw them in here. And I don't know, maybe there's a way to import sheet music or do something fancy. But yeah, you can actually look at the notation of this and see all of that and like play along with it, which is kind of cool. I wonder if you can import MIDI tracks from other things and then use the notation feature. If this is truly genuinely free, which I'm still not quite sure about, I wonder if there's a way to import. You can open, obviously, but can you import MIDI? There's got to be ways to do this. Hey, this is the first look, folks. We're not going to discover everything. Let's look at light mode and dark mode. Holy jeebus! Yeah, we're staying on dark mode for sure. Light mode looked quite light, quite bright. Looks like we can change the key. So if you wanted to do a quick key signature change and then transpose your song, there you go. You can do a quick transposition and have it in a different key. If like me, you like playing everything in G, hey, that rhymes, and you know that rhymes. You've got that option there as well. All right, let's open one more song, shall we? We'll open local songs here from. Oh no, we'll discard the changes on that one. We don't want to keep that. And let's just pick one. A samba. Let's pick a samba beat. I'm the king of the samba meat. When I play my maracas. No, that's not a thing. All right, what do we got here? Oh, yeah. I love it. Love those jazz chords. So what happens if we hit the regenerate on this? So if we also generate real tracks, let's try the regenerating the real tracks and see if this sounds any better or different with real tracks trademark, patent pending. No, they've probably actually got a patent. Yeah, if you are the company, is it PG? It's got that same bass again. Yeah, so maybe I need to reach out to the creators of this app and find out a little more about it, or get them on the channel to talk all things. I was at BandLab, Bandcamp, BandLab. No, this is Band in a Box. So yeah, there's export, there's melody recording, toggle the toolbars. Don't know what that did. What toolbars did it take away? Oh, these ones down here. Okay, so there's your toolbars. So yeah, you can adjust a lot of things here. You would have heard the one before was in 3/4 time as well. So it looks like you got different time signatures, different tempos, all the options for adding chords in here for creating backing tracks. Look, it definitely has evolved from the DOS version that you saw at the start of the video and that I used back in the day. I wrote my very first song that I ever wrote was a song called Trapped, even before my grungy days and before I got into sequencing and Scream Tracker and Star Tracker and all those sort of tracking apps. I used Band in a Box, and the song was called Trapped. And I wrote it in English. I wrote a poem in English called Trapped, and it was about being trapped inside my own mind, trapped without a doubt. And I remember very little about it except that it had a melody that went. And I had Band in a Box, and it was literally using four chords. It was like C, F, G, A minor, and it was just those. But it was, again, I was, yeah, 12, 13. So yeah, the first song I ever wrote was using Band in a Box. So again, as soon as I saw that this was available, I just thought nostalgia immediately. Have to check it out. And look, for at the moment, what seems to be free. I'd question this because if it's free here on iOS, why are you buying the PC version or a version for your Mac? Not 100% sure. Info, is there anything in here under info? Band in a Box, December, C-score, yeah, build. And under information up here, that's the song info. That's cool. Let's just go to the help menu one more time here, and we'll see. So Band in a Box. Band in a Box, summary of a new Band in a Box for iPhone. Band in a Box real styles. There's the thing we looked at there. So yeah, it's limited information. It's an art that works as a standalone version, allowing you to create and record. This is a fully featured version with a chord sheet, professional notation, tab, and drum notation for all tracks. Visit Band in the Box to see the release notes for the latest build and to ask questions about the app. So yeah, I guess I have questions, and there's a forum, and we'll look into it in more detail as we go on. But for right now, for being able to have some fun and create a little samba number like out of the box, I think it's kind of fun. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts on Band in a Box. Did you use it back in the day? Do you still use it? Are you still rolling on the floor laughing because I don't really know how to use it? Whatever your take on it is, it seems to be free right now. So jump into the App Store on your iPad, on your iPhone. I did download it on iPhone while we were playing around, and you can use it in in your portrait mode view here as well. So that could be cool. That's an on the go kind of thing. Backing tracks for like practicing on the go. Yes, please. I think that could work well. Just to throw your chords in here. Maybe we need to do another video where I throw some chords from one of my songs on. Can we recreate one of my songs here in Band in a Box? Hey, guess what? That's going to do it for this first look at Band in a Box for iOS. If you've got comments, questions, or anything else you want to add, feel free to throw those down in the comments section below. And as we say at the end of each and every video around here, folks, please be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, keep creating. And I'll see you next time here on Studio Live today.